Hello again, my name's John. I'm a retired chef from the northeast of England in the UK, and welcome to my latest video. And following up on my pita bread recipe, I'll be showing you how I make my version of Doner Kebab Meat. It's very tasty and relatively quick and easy to make. You can view the ingredients list and full written method for this recipe on the recipe page on my website. I'll leave links at the end and under the video, or just click on the eye icon top right of the screen. Before I go any further, I'd like to give a quick shout out to this week's Patreon and PayPal donators, and they are Jim Switz, Ishmael Hernandez, Catherine G. White, Gordon Aubrey Jones, Dennis Ozo, Gerald Wogan, Alexander and Daniela Martins, Kevin Garner and Olivia Meadows Evans. And once again, please support my Patreon appeal, or you can make a one-off donation using my PayPal page. It really does go a long way towards ingredients and production costs, as every penny pledged goes back into my videos. And whether you've donated or not, thanks again for your wonderful support in watching the channel. Now for this recipe, it's tremendously helpful if you have a food processor. It's not impossible, but it is difficult to make without one. It means you'd have to chop everything very small by hand and mash everything together using something like a potato masher. If you are making it by hand, you could put the onion through a grater first. And this is the model I use, and it's a fantastic machine. I'm not being sponsored by this company, by the way, but I don't mind giving credit where it's due. Right, I'll start by weighing off all of the spice mix ingredients I used for this recipe. Starting with 1 teaspoon, that's 8 grams of salt. Next is half a teaspoon or 2 grams of ground black pepper. 1 teaspoon, that's 4 grams of ground coriander. 1 teaspoon, that's 4 grams of smoked paprika. And the same again, 1 teaspoon, that's 4 grams of hot chili powder. And finally, 1 teaspoon, that's 6 grams of garlic granules. Don't go off the size of the spoon I'm using in the video. The spoon I'm using is tiny because it's the only one I could get to fit inside these small jars. Right, I'll blend that lot together, and that's my dried doner spice mix ready to go. And just out of interest, the 2 slices of bread with the crusts cut off weigh around 50 grams. The reason for the egg and the bread is to bind the mix together when it's cooked. Once all of the ingredients are assembled, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, that's 356 degrees Fahrenheit or gas mark 4. I'm setting mine to 160 Celsius as my oven is fan assisted and it runs about 20 degrees Celsius hotter than indicated on the dial. Okay, with the blade installed in the machine, I'll add everything except the herbs. I'll put them in a little later so they won't get chopped too small. I like to see that green speckled effect when it's all done. The minced, or you might know this as ground lamb I'm using, has a 20% fat content. And in goes the bread. I've diced the onions pretty small just to help the machine along a bit. And in goes the egg, which I've beaten lightly, followed by the dried spice mix. Right, I'll set the machine away for 1 minute. Okay, that's been going for 1 minute. Now I'll add the fresh herbs and let it go for a further minute. You may have to scrape down the sides a couple of times. And what you're looking for is a paste consistency, just like that. The final mix should be pretty smooth and stiff, and can you see what I mean with the green speckles from the herbs? And that's the mix done. Wonderful. Okay, I'll be baking it in this non-stick aluminium foil. Even though this non-stick foil is very good for belt and braces, I'll be giving it a coat of this softened butter too, as this mix is quite sticky. Right, I'll scrape the mix out onto the foil. And as this mix is very sticky, I'll put a little oil on my hands, which will make it a lot easier to manipulate into a brick shape. And once the shape's been formed, all it needs now is to be neatly wrapped up in the foil. It will expand a little in the oven and deform a bit, but it will basically maintain this shape. Once it's wrapped in the foil, get it into a baking tray. Right, all I've got to do now is to get it into the preheated oven and set the timer for 50 minutes. Okay, the time's up, and the smell coming from these spices is really something else, just like the kebab shop. Absolutely wonderful. I'll let that sit on the chopping board for 15 minutes to relax and set up a bit, and when I come back I'll give it a try. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes since it came out of the oven and it's still pretty warm. These juices that's come out of the meat are absolutely packed with flavour. What I do, I freeze it in ice cube trays, and when I've got enough, I make a fantastic barbecue sauce with it. Don't throw it out, it's too good to waste. I'll trim off this end to make it a flat surface, then I'll stick a fork in the other end, and then I can start to slice it very thinly from top to bottom. And this job is made much easier if you've got a good, sharp, thin-bladed knife. Okay, I've got enough there to make a nice little doner kebab. I'll start by adding a good dollop of this natural yogurt. And some of this nice fresh salad. and a good helping of that beautiful doner kebab meat that I've just made. And finally, a good squirt of that chipotle chili mayo. And here we go. And oh yes, that is truly amazing. Just the same, if not better than our local takeaway doner kebab shop. I know this is not true authentic doner kebab meat, but this is a very close second and it's definitely getting a thumbs up from me. Well, thank you again for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe by hitting the circle above. If you do subscribe, activate the bell icon next to the subscribe button on my channel page. And by doing that, you'll be automatically notified every time I upload a new video. And in the meantime, here's a few of my other videos and playlists that you may want to watch. So, until the next time, be safe in your kitchen and bye for now.